This is Drijstoof TV. Like and subscribe. Perfect.
Here we are in the Czech Republic. We nearly got killed on the way here in the taxi.
Shout out New Mill Taxis.
Shout out New Mill Taxis, taking us through Staley Bridge at 65 mile an hour, overtaking the other taxis. We were at the airport very early, and especially early because my dyslexic brain reading the gate time wrong. So we had like nearly 3 hours at 4 o'clock in the morning at the airport, so that was good. But we've made it here now. And ready for a fun week in the Czech Republic. Before we get too far into the video, I'm going to introduce you to the full team. So there's me, Ben and Lydia. We're dry stone wallers from the north of England, and what we do is stack stones on each other every single day, thousands of times a day, all year long for a living. That's our job. And we were asked to fix Petter's wall, there he is with his camera, in the Czech Republic. So this whole thing is thanks to Petter's brainwave, and he was an amazing host. He cooked us hot meals every day, 2 times a day, eggs, sausages. We had spaghetti bolognese, all sorts. It was fantastic. And Petter is a professional photographer and videographer. So some of the footage in this video is actually his. It's not going to be very difficult to differentiate that from mine. Secondly, we have Sebastian, who's one of Petter's good friends. He's a landscape architect. He came over to learn a bit about dry stone walling. What he ended up doing was grafting like fuck. He was, legendary. He really helped get the job done, and you're going to see that. And then last but not least, by any means, is Jurka, who is the absolute top bloke in the village. He lent us all his machines, he moved stone around, he even offered to bring us a keg of beer, but sensibly Petter declined that. So grab a cup of tea, maybe fry yourself a sausage and some eggs, and watch us turn this pile of random rubbly stone into a beautiful dry stone wall. We had a bloody blast putting this together. It was bloody real. So yeah, hope you enjoy it, and thanks again for being here. Nice one. I'll do.
Captured rust.
So he's loading the big boys.
Yes.
we have got set up now. We've got our profiles made, and what we're doing with this wall, we've got the foundation here, and that's actually going to be wider than the rest of the wall. Well, it's going to stick out, I mean, and we call that escarcement, when your foundations stick out and then you bring the wall in narrower on top of those, and that is so that we can use these biggest stones in the bottom without making the rest of the wall excessively wide. That's going to help us tie the wall together well, and also mean we're going to get more work done in the very brief time that we're here. We've got 5 days walling, so we want to figure out everything we can to basically get as much work done as possible. So for anyone interested, we have gone to about 700mm wide in the bottom, 350 at the top, but then the foundation escarcement sticks out, so that's about 850, 900. We're in metric here. Fucking hell, I've not got the hang of this camera, it's going very bright and very dark. Anyway, who cares? Yeah, we're in metric here because we're in mainland Europe, so we've had to do our conversions and work it all out, because European stones come in metric sizes, as everybody knows. Yeah. Yeah, just next to the toilet. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if we'll get Jirka again this week.
Right, he's busy.
On other things. If we can get maybe someone to practice it, we'll see. Yeah. I'll ask.
Fuck off. Why do you do that?
One more. Alright. Everybody done it then? Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That was nice, wasn't it? Just walling, no commentary, no music, in real time. Very ASMR. But sadly, I've got to jump on here to explain why day 2's work was just filmed on GoPros, and so day 1 very organised, able to work and film at the same time. Day 2, bit of a disaster when a shard of metal off Lydia's hammer flew into her wrist. Now we tried some minor operations in the tee up there with some scalpels and tweezers, but it was in too deep and we were getting a bit squeamish. So Lydia ended up in the hospital having a minor surgery, as you can see there. Now I can imagine the Americans are going, "Oh my God, disaster! How much did that cost?" So that was probably about $50 for a couple of hours in the hospital there. So I think that's a pretty good price. But what that did mean was that me and Ben were under a lot of time pressure to just wall. And then when those guys got back, it was all hands on deck to get the day's work done, because we knew it was going to be a stretch to get everything finished in the week. So it was a long shift that day. But we got there, we got it done, and then had a few beers in the pub afterwards. So, yeah, winner, winner, chicken dinner. And what better way to finish a dusty hot day than a wash under the garden pump?
There's all the way around up 5.
Right, it is. Well, we've been here a day.
Right, hands are done, that's it.
Hang on, let me get my balls out. What did you do? Oh, yeah.
You know what? Nice.
Dumpling.
Blueberry dumpling and cottage. Maybe Scottish cheese in it.
Maybe this.
There's a quark in it.
Yeah.
There's cheese. There's sweetness. Very nice.
What are you getting there?
Cheese, sweetness, warm, solid pudding.
That is unreal.
What this? Ice cream.
Sorbet.
Sorbet. I was not expecting that.
This is quite tart.
That's delicious, that.
Very good.
We're going to get some takeaway beers. at that elite contraption, homemade cement mixer made by the grandfather here. Yeah, almost looks like it's horse-drawn. Look at them wheels, legendary piece of apparatus. So that mixer is going because we are doing my favourite activity today, which is mortared walling. You might think, being a dry stone walling would be my favourite thing to do, but it's actually, yeah, mortared walling is my all-time favourite job. So we are building this wall end here, somewhat matching the existing wall more than the brand new wall we're doing over there. So why are we doing it mortared? Basically for a couple of reasons. This wall is plumb and narrow, so yeah, based on the dimensions it wouldn't be strong enough, it wouldn't have a, yeah, it just wouldn't be stable enough to be built dry. So yeah, with those factors and the fact that it needs to blend into that wall, it just made complete sense to do it mortared. Yeah, I'm not one of these dry stone purists that, I'm not even sure those exist, but people talk about them saying, you know, these maybe fictional characters that never use mortar. But yeah, mortar is sometimes the absolute best friend of a waller, and honestly my favourite thing to do is mortared walling, random rubble wall. And yeah, sadly we back at home don't live in an area that has much of that at all. You would get it on like really old barns, they'll be like walled with rubble stone, but most of the walling, the mortared walling in round us at home is like coursed, yeah, coursed walling, which just isn't as fun to do. But yeah, so having a proper holiday from walling as well. It's just a holiday abroad right now. So yeah, that's started. We've started the corner this morning as well. So we've got that section's coming along there pretty well. We've just set that corner off down in the bottom. Not sure if that's going to pull focus on there, but anyway, see, we've got some fairly big things down there. We've now got 2.5 days left. We've done 2.5 days already. So that over there, that's 2 days of progress. Yeah, you can see over there. Yeah, so starting there. So that is 2 days, and then this is the half day today, that corner and that wall end over there. So it's going to be tight. It always is with our projects. We always try and get too much done, over ambitious, and sometimes, yeah. But if you don't take a big swing, you're not going to hit a 6, are you? So there we go. Let's see what Ben thinks of the whole situation. What do you think?
What do you want?
Oops, just filming his breasts. Now then, I just thought I'd take a bit of time at the end of the day today, so this is day 3. I'd just take a bit of time to go through where we are exactly and what we're doing and why we're here. So we are about an hour south of Prague itself, not really seeing the city yet at all, and it's a very rural area. I think this, it's very quiet in general. As soon as you're out of Prague, it's like very tiny villages and that kind of thing. So there's maybe about 50 houses, maybe even less in this village. And yeah, I think there's a bit of a complicated, well, there's obviously a very complicated history of the 20th century in the Czech Republic, and for one reason and another, for one reason and another, they don't have as much of a strong connection with the traditional crafts, or traditional building crafts anyway. People over here live, quite a traditional life in a lot of ways, more so than we do, but the building crafts like obviously walling, masonry, carpentry, those kind of heritage crafts have been lost. So when somebody wants that kind of work doing, there's nowhere to go in the country to find tradesmen like that. Petr reached out to me on YouTube to see if we'd be interested in, rebuilding his boundary walls. I'll show you there is a stretch of the existing wall still up here. And this is one of the only dry stone walls in the area, sort of semi-dry-ish, and it's a bit of all sorts. There's bricks in it, there's bits where they've patched up, but you can see that very rustic granite wall there, and that's completely built with the rounded stuff, but there's also the square stuff that's from some of the buildings inside, and we're ending up in this wall mixing the two. So this is what our wall looks like compared to that. So it's a lot more regular and a lot, I guess it's a little bit of an English style. We're not trying to, force our mark on it. We are just using the stone and obeying the rules of dry stone walling. We're not shaping these stones particularly. We're knocking the odd bump off to just improve the contact between the stones as you do. And let me try and think. I'm trying to maybe anticipate some questions that might occur in the comments. I think maybe one would be, is walling the stone in a foreign country or in a different place different? Is there anything you have to get used to walling a new material? And essentially, as long as you've had some experience working different types of stone, you can do this job anywhere, and that is kind of the beauty of it, and what draws me to walling is because you can do this anywhere and you need very little. All you need, you could do it just with your hands really, depending on what kind of wall you were building, but having a hammer can be quite useful as well. But that's quite easy to get a lump of metal on a stick everywhere in the world. So I don't know where I'm really going with this, apart from to say that we're just obeying the rules of walling, to create something that hopefully will fit in quite well with the house that he's going to renovate. There's all sorts of, the word for it is like bastardized walls and fences and just everything like in around this area, just sort of with the history, and that hard break from tradition that happened in the 20th century, especially with like communism and that top-down bureaucracy and organising of building, that kind of destroyed local traditional building. That's the idea I'm picking up from here. I'm obviously not an expert on that. But yeah, there is some reason why there's a break. So yeah, that's our wall. Yeah, we're just yeah, I suppose the only bit where we could be criticised of, you know, putting our own mark on it would be the sloping tops, which I can almost hear someone whinging about that, saying like, oh, that's so English, why have you done that? No. I mean, you do see them in Europe. I've seen that kind of thing in Switzerland before. I've seen that in the south of France before. The type of stones, the shapes of stones that were here in the piles, we felt lent themselves to being walled like that. And we're also trying to achieve height, and putting a cam on like that means you can achieve that extra bit of height very quickly and easily. We're also under time pressure, and this is one of the fastest and strongest ways to top a wall. So that would be my rationale for doing sloping tops. Maybe that's controversial to some people, but there is no local style here, so we're getting to just decide that. That being said, on these other walls, God, this is one of my longest rambles ever. This might be a record. I'm not normally this talkative. So we have got this going on here, this wall end that is matching into the existing rubble wall. So we have not exactly matched that style, because I wouldn't want to do that. It's far too messy, and probably not that strong. But we've somewhat matched that, and on top of this we're going to go for a flat top. I think that, well, the wall here is just under 2 foot wide, 50 centimetres wide, and there are some really nice big flatties over there that are going to just slap on the top of that and just set the whole wall off really nicely. The existing top on this is piled up bricks, so 2 courses of bricks and then some roof tiles on that, but it's all deteriorating, it's not doing the job that well, so we'll finish it off with stone, and that will last a very long time.
I think it's lovely, and you're going so fast. It's for me incredible.
That's what we like to hear.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
You're welcome. No, it's great. Yeah.
Cool.
It's on the same time super slow, I found, when I saw you check, discuss together, and then is in a way fast. I don't know how to say.
Yeah.
You know? And what I was thinking is, when you discuss together, it's a bit like you make conception and you see what you have and how you put it, and then it takes time, and then after you do it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good balance between conception, thinking, and doing. Exactly.
Yeah. Now it's time for a bit of a road trip montage through the Czech countryside to a castle. Now, if you're ever going to go see a castle, make sure you go see a medieval castle on top of a peak next to a river at sunset. I would highly recommend that. And then we're going to go straight back into some more walling without commentary, without music, just the natural sounds of stones, hammers and SDS drills.
I'm sure we'll do it again.
Yeah. There's the crack.
On the
got a little bar.
Yeah. That's because it's split top.
Come through.
There you go. Cool. Do you need some runners for that?
No, it's caps on that.
Is it caps on that?
I would say. Yeah. That would be top height. Top at top.
Right, we'll have to just check if we want the string pulling right through on it. Yes, thank you.
Much better mix today. Right. Hold it very briefly.
I'm not sure about the pigment. It's a little reddish. It's unconvincing, but earthen colour.
Maybe it just needs more. Oh, you think it's too red?
Yeah, or I would like some kind of more ochre, more kind of. I wonder whether it's a bit suspicious. It's almost like a purple.
See what it's like in
When
a
it's
year.
dry.
See what it's like when it's weathered and oxidized.
Yeah, true. Maybe it's not so bad. We'll
Yeah.
see. Could be something to test.
What is the minimum size? Minimum. Just take everything. Everything? Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, just clear one area.
Another split. Might make something.
French on strike.
Yeah. He's on loose strike.
Do you need more stone on this side and the another one? Do you need more stone, Ben?
I'm going to try and make out with what I've got.
Yeah. What about Phil?
Phil, yes. Yeah, Phil.
Yes, something there.
Phil.
Fill in small
The
stuff.
gravel.
Small?
Fist and smaller.
Is the gravel there or?
Yeah, we can have some of that and then some of the other stuff as well.
Okay. Yeah, some of the stuff like that. Okay.
Thank you. There we go. Cool.
Got this bed.
Lunch break is too long.
Alright. We got other side. Get some bollards for electrical box.
Right, we've just got finished about half an hour ago on day 5. We've probably done about 6 days worth of hours, but in 5 days. So yeah, in the entire job we've got wall end over there, and then a stretch of about 10 metres of wall at average of 1.6 metres tall, and then there's the external corner there, the external on the inside corner there, wall end, and a window in the front for the electrical box that we did today. So it's been quite complicated. We had a lot to do today, so I'll talk you through that now. So there's this panel, this section of mortared plumb wall in here. That includes this wall end. That all got done today. Bended this wall end. We had that corner to do, all of that today. And then to add a bit of complication to the job, we had this electrical box to fit and wall in. So we've put a window essentially around there. Now you'll notice any keen beans that we've got some stones like on edge here, but as this is mortared, we can just stray into the realms of masonry and use stones that are not flat ways in. So that stone's like length up like a jawm, and then that one length up like a coin. Overall, it gives us quite a nice aesthetic. It looks very rustic. Yeah, so that was today. The other day as well, I mentioned that we'd obviously put this sloping top on, and there might be some criticism of that. Now my reasoning behind that was because the stone was telling us that's what it wanted to do, and now having built extra parts of this job, we've ended up with two different styles on top of that as well. So on these plumb sections of wall, the plumb sections here, that's ended up, because it was ended up slightly wider at the top, we've put like a flat top on that, so they're like big seal shaped stones. And then another detail that we just came up with really are the end tops on these wall ends. It just happened that this stone had like a massive nose on it, so we stuck that out just as a bit of a feature, and then mirrored that on the other side. So yeah, we've got some flat tops on here, and then big, always finish off with a big one. Same, oh there we go, getting it washed off for a nice picture. So we've got the, just hang on, not being quite concise as I'd like it. Yeah, we've got these flat stones here, and then on this section, this is another case of like the stone kind of telling us how it wanted to be. We didn't have any of those thinner tops left. We just had blobs. So we put them on as blobs. This is what we call a blob top. So they're upright. They're all kind of all sorts of shapes. Can you see it there? So that's like an upright top. Then we've got a flat top and the slope top. So we've covered all bases. And that was, yeah, based on the stone, the shapes of the stone wanting to be laid in a certain way for maximum stability. There you have it. That's the culmination of our 5 days in the Czech Republic. Now it's time to get this wall cleaned up. We've put this stone through a lot, chucking it around, bashing it with hammers. So we'll give it a wash and get it ready for its long life as a wall surrounding this wonderful house. And once that's all done, there's just enough time for us guys to get down to the pub and celebrate local legend Petter, different Petter's 55th birthday with a few pints and a few shots. So thanks everybody for watching. Tune in next time to Drystone TV. Bloody real job.